This film is very special to me, very personal, because it's a true story happened to one of my closest friends. Their story also resembles what happened for the middle class story after the war of 2015.
What, according to you, led the viewers to love and like your film to such a massive extent?
One important thing to screen your film for the first time in a big platform, a big festival like Berlinale, that you start with a big audience, diverse audience from different ages, from different cultures, from different backgrounds. And that's a good measurement if you want to see if the film has a good impact. Always and forever a big fan for Mr. A.R. Rahman music. People all around the world know the Indian cinema through Rajamouli's movie. The success of Rajamouli was also a big inspiration for me.
Amr Gamal's Yemeni film The Burden kicked off its international tour with a world premiere at the 2023 Berlin International Film Festival's Panorama section. Now, The Burden was the first Yemeni film to play in the official section of the Berliner. And joining us today is the director, Amr, to talk about the movie, its impact, and what winning two popular awards at the Berlin Film Festival really means. In fact, I'll quickly begin with what you had said in one of your recent interviews, that The Burden is a labor of love and dedication. Now, we all know that the film deals with a subject that continues to ruffle feathers across the world, of course, and also in your country, Yemen. Yes, we're talking about abortion. Now, how would you describe the film, which is based on a real story, and what, according to you, is the impact of your film?
This film is very special to me, very personal, because it's a true story happened to one of my closest friends and his wife. Both are really close friends. They are well educated. Young couple has 3 children, and they resemble the middle class educated families, young families in Aden city and Yemen. And their story also resemble what happened for the middle class story after the war of 2015, where the most of the middle class families sunk under the line of poverty because the economic situation in Yemen started to become worse and worse, starting from 2011 after the Arab Spring Revolution, and then it became worse after 2015. My friend and his wife lost their jobs somehow, and my friend is working in an alternative job right now, which afford a very small amount of money. And they have their 3 children, and that's enough because they barely can afford a good life, a decent life for them. So in 2019, my friend's wife discovered that she is pregnant, and that was like a shock, a big shock for the family, because they barely, as I told you, can afford a decent life for their 3 children. So this newcomer will destroy the whole budget, the whole life of this family. So they started to think how to get rid of this child, to do an abortion, with all complications around the abortion in every place in the world, and especially in a country like Yemen. For me, it was very sad how brutal is the consequences of war, how now it forced many people to give up many things. Like for my friends' family, the situation forced them to think of aborting their own child because they cannot afford money. And in Arab literature, we always use the word abortion with when you give up your dream by force, or when someone ruin your future. So we say, they aborted my dream, they aborted my future. So this child and this story became a great resemblance to how brutal the war of Yemen and the economic situation, when they force you to give up your child. And that's what made me really want to do this film, ask him to write this film, and me and my co-writer, the great writer Mazen Rifat, spent a lot of time, 2 years, sitting with the family and writing the story. And for the impact, I think, yeah, it's showing the world the situation, and how brutal is war everywhere, and the consequences of war. And I hope this will transfer also to people. And my goal also is how to make a document. Cinema is a document at the end of the day, even the fictional cinema, about in future you document the situation through a story, through a drama, what's happened in this crucial period of time in your country. So I hope it will make impact now and then in the future.
At the Berlin Film Festival, the viewers watched your movie and felt that you and your cast and crew did absolute justice to the main subject. What, according to you, really sort of, struck the chord with the audience? What, according to you, led the viewers to love and like your film to such a massive extent?
One important thing to screen your film for the first time in a big platform, a big festival like Berlinale, that you start with a big audience, diverse audience from different ages, from different cultures, from different backgrounds. And that's a good measurement if you want to see if the film has a good impact, if the message was delivered, if people interacted with the movie and felt about it. And that was clearly obvious in our screenings in Berlinale. People came in big numbers and they stayed for the whole movie. They waited after the credit for the Q&A. They never left the cinemas, and they stayed with us the whole Q&A for sometimes 20 minutes, half an hour. And they voted, and we got the second place in the number of votes for Panorama Films Audience Award. So that made me feel that we delivered the message very well, and people felt about it from different background, as I told you. Why I feel always honesty is the reason. You can have the craft, you can have a good cinematic vision, you can have the writing skills and the directing skills, but what make people, audiences, love a movie always is how honest you told the story. And I feel the whole team, everybody worked in this film, was really honest and really willing to give the word, to tell the world a story from Aden city, from country like Yemen. And everybody put his heart in this project, and that was felt by the audiences. Without that great team from Yemeni artists, and also from the artists who were helping us from different countries, and how much they believed in the film. Without them, I don't think people will love the movie. Yeah.
Amma, your film won the Amnesty International Film Award at this year's Berlin Film Festival. How important is that award, and how much importance does it carry? What change can you even expect, after winning such a prestigious award?
Very happy to win 2 awards in Berlinale Film Festival. It's too big Berlin Film Festival for any filmmaker in the world is at the top of the wish list. You know, it's one of the biggest 3 film festival in the world, and screening the movie, having this good feedback from the audiences was enough, but also to end this journey with 2 awards, that was like an amazing feeling. The Amnesty Film Award and also Panorama Audience Award, second place. It means a lot for us, and it will help for sure the film to move forward in different festivals and in distributing the film. Actually, one important personal thing for me is we live in Aden city. We live in Yemen. We are not living outside the country, and we didn't achieve success from outside. So I hope this winning, I hope our ability to make a film inspires a lot of people, along with young filmmakers and artists in Aden and in Yemen in general, because we live with you. If I will send a message for them, so I say, we live with you. We shoot our movies in our alleys, in our streets. You see us every day, every time we do something in the street. We perform theater and everything in the country. So if we can, if Amr and his friends can achieve this success or perform or screen a film, so you are able to do this also, because we are not more clever or more or better than you. We live in the same place. So I hope this winning and this screenings will inspire everybody to start doing their own films, because if we can, they can.
And are there any Indian films that are really popular in your country? Would you want to sort of, talk to us also about the impact of Indian showbiz industry in Yemen?
Indian cinema is very popular in Aden city, the city where I live. We are a port city, and Indians came to Aden 150 years ago with the British colony, and a lot of families came here. They have their own districts, and they helped in building the new city of Aden, which is now the old city of Aden, but at that time was the new city of Aden. And you will find, everybody will watch the movie, will see the influence of the Indian culture in everything, the buildings, the architecture, even the food. So we live with Indians since ever. We was raised with them, play with them. They still, until now, speaking the language, the Indian language between them in houses, but they also speak the Arabic. The new generation now, they don't have the Indian nationality, they have the Yemeni nationality. So it's even a very beautiful story to be told in the future about how we live with Indians in Aden, how much they are very their impact on our culture is very strong and big. So that's why the Indian cinema was very popular since ever. My parents and my grandfather and grandmother always keep telling me about how the old, very successful movies in Mumbai was screened in Mumbai, and simultaneously they were screened here in Aden, and people were going all the time to watch Amitabh Bachchan, Dharmendra, and all those big names. And until now, you will find everybody here knows the names of the superstars and all those Indian blockbuster movies. Everybody is keen to watch them. It's amazing how Indian films are very popular here. And one important thing before we move to the other question is that was the reason why I contacted Mrinal Desai, the cinematographer of the film. I felt like I want someone from India, especially because he will feel the common things between Mumbai and Aden. He is familiar with the architecture and the soul of the city, so he can connect very fast. Besides, he's one of the greatest cinematographers. But also, this is something bonus that I wanted to have is very fast connection to the city, and I feel like Mrinal was a very good addition to the movie. He felt the city, the soul of the city, and he added a lot, and he was a mentor for all of us. So yeah, India has a very big influence on the city and on the film also.
Are names like Rajamouli, movie names like RRR and Bahubali really popular in Yemen as well?
I was always and forever a big fan for Mr. A.R. Rahman music. Since I was like 15 years old until now, I daily listen to A.R. Rahman. I know all of his music. I know his all albums, from Hindi to Tamil to Telugu to Malayalam to all the kind of films he did. And he was a big inspiration, and one of my biggest dreams is if I will be able someday to ask him to compose music for a film that will be like the ultimate happiness for me. I'm a big fan, and I always been a fan for Indian cinema also. Mr. Satyajit Ray is a huge influence for me. I love all his movies and how simple it was, and how deep in the finding the deep content and feelings within this simplicity is something amazing. How he treated even the place, the buildings, the interiors, the exteriors, and made them like, a part of the story. They are telling the story with the actors. He was an amazing filmmaker. I love all the I love the fun that we see and watch from the blockbuster movies, and it's everybody needs this break where they watch something no-brainer and have fun. But I always loved, for example, the Marathi and Bengali cinema and Tamil movies, which has a very the sense of independent cinema. It's amazing. It's a new wave, or let's say it was there always, but it was overshadowed by Bollywood. Even the commercial cinema in the south was overshadowed by Bollywood. Mr. Rajamouli, he's now on the top of the world doing RRR and Baahubali, and RRR and Baahubali was an eye-opener for me, because the success of a cinema that was like treated as a secondary, or like not the Indian cinema, just as original cinema, but now it's on the top of the charts and the highest grossing numbers, and now people all around the world know the Indian cinema through Rajamouli's movie. I came from a city in which we always was treated as a secondary city, which it's a regional city, and the success of those movies made me feel that never underestimate yourself, for me, and never underestimate your city, because if you did well, if you have honesty and consistent work and success, you will emerge as an important Yemeni film, which represent the whole country and not just a regional place. So the success of Rajamouli was also a big inspiration for me.